it happens in, like, let's say March, you probably see a period of Solana underperforming Ethereum through here. And then whenever the Solana Fire Dancer narrative really kicks in, if we're a rally to March, let's say the market's bullish to March, you see this big rally on Sol ETH into Fire Dancer, and that's the generational top for Solana. That's my guess. Not a prediction. I never predict. It's my guess. What you then want to look at is utility coins. So like Jupiter. Right? So Jupiter is probably the primary coin on Solana, right, at the moment. What happened in September for Jupiter? This, what you're seeing here, is classic accumulation. Livermore accumulation. You've seen it a million times. You've heard me talk about it. It's just higher highs and higher lows in a rising basis. So it's moving up, and it's moving up, and it's moving up, and it's higher highs and higher lows. And people who don't understand it are selling at the bottom. They're buying at the top because they're like, Jupiter, it's time for Jupiter. No, probably time for Jupiter in 2025. And as we have a bearish period throughout December for Solana, we might have a bearish period for Jupiter, or maybe it just has a move up and it consolidates. And then when Fire Dancer starts kicking in, boom, away Jupiter goes. And then everyone and their dog and their mother's cousin and their fucking neighbor's cat are going to be telling you all about Jupiter and how they love Jupiter, and that's the top for Jupiter. Buy when nobody wants it, sell when everybody wants it. That's the market. That's the market in a nutshell. To know that, you have to know what's going to happen. You have to know what's likely to happen. Nothing's ever certain. So, if Fire Dancer, let's just say Fire Dancer is coming in March, that means Solana does not have to outperform until probably January or February. And then it will really rip. Solana Fire Dancer is the equivalent of Ethereum's merge. So let's map this out a bit. The hype about Ethereum's merge started really in like April, May, June, but we were in a bear market. And the Ethereum merge rally happened across a 1 month period leading into the merge itself. The merge, by the way, was on the 14th of September, or 13th. It was somewhere around there. Let me just get this right. ETH merge date 15th. Yeah, I was off by a day. Sorry. You'll also notice that the ETH merge happened after the top. Classic front running. Because by the time the big thing happens, the market will be in distribution. Because smart players accumulate before it runs up, they start to take profit, and by the time it happens, it's usually topped. So, I think because we're in a bull market, this is in a bear market, because we're in a bull market with Solana, and we don't know exactly about Fire Dancer, but the thing with, and this is, again, by the way, if you have Solana as a cycle bag, there's no reason to sell Solana. I'll show this again. You want to understand what's happening with these coins. And you want to understand what the smart money are doing. This is what they're doing. Not SXP. Fucking Sol. Give me Sol. Zoom it out to a daily basis. Right? And look at I'll put it at the, let's say, 2.5 to 5%. Yeah. Right. So, people who understand that Solana is going higher, the smart money, the insiders who know exactly when the Fire Dancer is going live, mainnet, it's in testnet, it's going to go mainnet next year. The people who understand this are supporting Solana all the way. Why do you think Solana was strongest throughout the bearish period? Why do you think Solana was so much better than everything else except Bitcoin throughout summer? Because the high time frame players who understand cycles know. So what you saw all the way through this period was that any time we came to the lows, there was massive demand. The buyers were stepping in to buy Solana. Remember when everybody said that the $120 level just can't break? Wow, Solana's so strong. Those people are right. But what they've done wrong, you see it again here at the lows, every time it comes to lows, they are buying. They are stepping in and they are supporting the market. And Solana's getting supported, and I'm drawing the wrong fucking things because my brain is absolutely on fumes here. And every time it dips, they're supporting the market. They're accumulating, and they're accumulating again, and they're accumulating here as well. And Solana's not going to go back below 210. I am confident of that. I don't think it goes below 210. If it gets to 210, you'll see this just get deep as fuck. And it will, if Solana comes here and it looks like shit, because it's a shakeout. If Solana comes here and holds like that, and you see all of this, I'm not exaggerating when I say that's your last chance to get Solana. Because then, once Ethereum's had its day, Solana, and by the way, a good thing to watch here, if Ethereum goes like this and has a big run, and Solana's weak, but it's not losing structure, right? If it's weak, but it's, let's say Ethereum goes like that, but Solana does this, and it just does that, that's good. That's good relative strength, especially if you see the bid side here. It just means the patient people are accumulating their Solana because they know that the real game is over here. And we're going to say $500 Solana, right? The real game is over there. And when people panic and sell Solana because Ethereum's going like that, and they panic and sell Solana because Bitcoin's above 100K, these are all the things that are going to make people sell their Solana. Bitcoin goes to 110 and Solana's at 280, they're going to sell their Bitcoin. Sell their Solana, sorry. If Ethereum goes to 4K or 4,500 or all-time high, and Solana's at 300 or less, they're going to sell their Solana because it looks weak. But if you see Solana just, and what I actually think will happen with Solana is this, if Bitcoin goes above 100, so let's say we choppy couple of weeks, choppy couple of weeks, then Bitcoin breaks out to 100, Bitcoin or Solana is going to go up. But then Solana is going to drop back, but it's going to form a higher low. And Ethereum goes to all-time high. Solana is going to go up again, but it's going to be weaker. And people will be looking at this saying, oh, Solana's not great. It's rising. It's going up. And if you see at each of these dips, you see the bid depth coming in. You see the bid depth coming in. That's accumulation because the real game for Solana starts there. Now, maybe there's going to be like a last-minute shakeout to really wash people out, and then away it goes. And it's going to rip into Fire Dancer, which we don't know when it is yet, but you have to be positioned. If we knew the date for Fire Dancer, everybody would already be positioned. You have to be positioned when there's still a level of fear or uncertainty or doubt. FUD. So, then, when Fire Dancer comes, and Solana is wherever Solana is, that's when you see the top. Now, probably, like I said, let's say Fire Dancer comes in April, 30th of March, whatever. Solana may already have started to form a distribution. So if you see this, and you're seeing some breaks of structure, and you're seeing the head and shoulders forming, and everyone's like, no, it doesn't matter, it's just a quick shakeout, because Fire Dancer's coming. No, Fire Dancer's the top. Fire Dancer's not the bottom. And then it drops back, and it goes down, and everyone says Solana's done and dead, and then Solana rips at the end of the cycle. Right? And that, just look at that chart and imagine that, and think, if you didn't understand what was happening behind the scenes, would you really hold all the way through here? Would you know how to get in and out? Would you know how to play it? No. And of course, I'm not saying this will exactly happen. I don't know. But the view here is that Solana's big next narrative is like probably March or April of next year. That does not mean you wait until March or April. Because if you waited for the Ethereum merge, right? If you waited for the Ethereum merge, you'd be out. So, Bitcoin dominance down. Here's like your little rotation. If you see Bitcoin dominance down and you see ETH BTC up, it doesn't have to be pumping crazy. Bitcoin dominance down, ETH BTC is up, Sol ETH is either sideways or down. That's an ETH market until that changes. If you see Bitcoin dominance down and you see Sol ETH up and you see ETH BTC down or sideways, If you see this, it's a Sol narrative. And if you see Bitcoin dominance down and you see Sol ETH choppy, ETH BTC choppy, so neither of them are outperforming, if you see this, then it is a alt narrative. And what an alt narrative is everything else. And that alt narrative can be new stuff equals Sui, Aptos, first cycle coins, Celestia, Athena, blah, 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 right? New utility. And there's way more than that, but you know. Or new / unrelated memes. Or old utility. Right? Which is all of this. Okay. Old utility stuff is like AVAX, Phantom. I was going to say Atom, but fuck Atom. Atom is so bad. But maybe Atom. Cosmos. Cosmos ecosystem can have a run as well. And what else? Then your other dog shit. ADA. Ripple. You know. Let's just call it Dino Coins. Dino Coins. And you see new or unrelated memes. So these are... They can be on Sol, they can be on Ethereum, they can be on Base, they can be anywhere, right? Or they could be meme coins on Avalanche, they could be meme coins on Sui. If you want to get really degen, you go into those trenches, and I'll probably dip into those trenches at some point. New or unrelated memes, which can be memes on any chain unrelated to the base. So, like, Chill Guy. Chill Guy is a good example because even though it's on Sol, it's not a Sol beta. It's a TikTok meme. And the TikTokers are always going to send their memes onto Solana. And the reason why, and a big reason why you're going to see Solana as the dominant meme coin chain, is because Solana's cheap and fast. And meme coins are a Zoomer generation thing. They are not going to go and pay high gas fees to launch these coins. They're not going to go and pay high gas fees to swap these coins whenever it's, 1,000 times cheaper to do it on Solana. And they all have a Phantom wallet. And they all know how to use Moonshot and Phantom, right? So that is the game. That is the playbook. That is everything you need to know. Oh, no, wait, there's one more thing. No, I'm just joking. I think that's it. So, summarizing, memes are just a wealth effect. So either memes are going to come from TikTok and viral stuff, or memes are a wealth effect, meaning the base asset, Solana or Ethereum, has to go up. And don't forget as well, there is Bitcoin memes, there are ordinals, there are Bitcoin NFTs. You can dip into that world if you want. I really strongly suggest that you need to be very selective with what you do. You can't do it. Jack of all trades is a master of none. Don't spread yourself too thin. It's better to pick your few. Let's say you pick your dominant, right? You want to track Bitcoin dominance, ETH dominance, and Sol dominance, right? You focus on those. And then if you see this sign, if you see Bitcoin dominance down, Sol ETH up, blah, blah, blah. If you pick those ones, then you choose your individual utility coin and you choose your individual meme coin. And then, if you understand the dominant narrative, if Bitcoin dominance is going down, there must be another narrative forming. Because what happens is, everybody gets turbo hyped up about Michael Saylor and 100k Bitcoin, and then we drop back. And then the people who are in Bitcoin, they say, it's just a quick shakeout. It's just a quick shakeout. And it is, probably. Bitcoin probably lags for 3 or 4 weeks, right? And at that time, the money goes elsewhere. You don't have to chase that money, but now you know how to. And if you're chasing that money, remember, get in, make some money, get the fuck out, and get that money back into Bitcoin or your dominant asset. Remember the first video I did on Saturday the 16th of November. The way to get rich is to accumulate the best asset in history over time. Everything else here, everything else I've said, Sol, ETH, memes, utility, it's all just a way to get more Bitcoin. And hold that Bitcoin for 10 years and you'll be in generational wealth. That's it. And that actually is it. We're done. 3 hours. 3 hours exactly. So there we go. All right. Everyone who requested meme coins or coins here, I will do those tomorrow. But now you've got the playbook for the rest of the cycle. So choose whether you want to be high time frame. You must have your cycle bags. Everything I covered here is what you do with your 20%, right? Have your cycle bags, stick with them. 2025 is going to be the big year. Make sure that when you play in this game, you play this game with 20% of your portfolio. You're trying to take high risk for high reward. So it has to be a small percentage of your portfolio. Don't throw away your guaranteed cycle bags, your Bitcoin, your Solana that's going to rise. And that's it. GM. I'm going to get some food and I'm probably going to fucking sleep. I might need a nap. Thanks for joining. GM. Talk soon.
From Colin Rugg, this one's great. Joe Rogan rips the Biden administration for escalating the war in Ukraine with just 2 months left in office, tells Zelensky F you. They're trying to tug the tail of a sleeping dragon. He argued Biden shouldn't be allowed to escalate a war when the American people voted for a new administration. He says, how are you allowed to do that when you're on the way out? Zelensky says Putin is terrified. F you, man. F you, people. We voted Trump in, and his idea to stop all this, hopefully he can do that. So it's really amazing. I'm seeing people point this out. Rogan's just gone overt.
Yep.
He's now just saying it straight up, and I respect it.
A lot of places that got fucked up by incompetent people.
I don't know. I just feel safer knowing, like...
Pull this microphone with your face.
I feel safer knowing that Trump is in office.
I do too.
I feel great about it. Like, I just
what I don't feel safer is right now they're launching missiles into Russia.
Yeah.
How are you allowed to do that when you're on the way out? Like, the people don't want you to be there anymore. There should be like some sort of a pause for like significant actions that could potentially start World War III. Maybe that would be a good thing that we would like to avoid from a dying former president.
Yo, man, I think Rogan coming out at the last minute to knock it out of the park, endorsing Donald Trump, and now I'm not sure who his guest is. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but saying he feels safer under Trump.
Storch.
Who is it?
He's a legendary hip hop producer.
Oh, right on. To say he feels safer under Donald Trump, and mad respect to Joe Rogan for making that endorsement, Now we're seeing all of these different people come out and say, actually, Trump's not that bad.
Yeah.
You've got Bill Maher. You've got Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart said this election was a repudiation of a bureaucracy that wasn't providing for the people. And I'm like, these people before the election were saying Trump's going to lose. He can't win. Now they're coming out saying, Democrats are all bad and all that. But as for Joe Rogan coming out and calling out the war and the war machine, what they're trying to do, I think I'm feeling pretty confident that this is going to de-escalate.
You know, I don't know for sure the exact mechanism to prevent things like what's going on in Ukraine, because Congress did vote to fund it, right? So whether or not we agree with it, Congress actually has passed funding bills to do this. But when it comes to actual assistance from the United States, like, because these missiles apparently or allegedly they need the Ukrainians can't do it themselves, if I understand correctly. So if they need assistance from the United